So I love how Ymir's been in the bad bitch spotlight for the past couple of episodes now, and then literally Mikasa just swoops back in and says, "Nope, I'm the OG. This is my spotlight. Move." So that was interesting. Anyways, first half of the episode was kind of dull to say the least. I mean, it was more or less just build up and recounting some things that happened in the past with the flashback, and we did get some new a new tidbit, some new information here and there, but ultimately it was mostly the same from the flashback. However, we learned that Christa is actually living a second life. Basically, during the flashback, we learned that in addition to Krista's life, we learned about Ymir's life. Ymir actually comes from a very rough background. She had to steal stuff just to survive. And during one of her times of stealing, she was in a church and she overheard the story of a girl who basically could not succeed a noble, who could not live up to her family name. And so they wanted to kill her because of it. However, they gave her another option, which is change your name and live a different life, and boom, that's it. You know, that's literally all that's left here. Like, those are the options she was given: either die or change your name and live a different life. And that girl was Christa. So that was very interesting, and that was how she could mainly see through Christa. And this is kind of further evidenced by the fact that when, for the most part, as Christa, she's very soft spoken, very selfless, so to speak. When basically when she kind of becomes her original persona, you know, under her original name before she changed it, she's more or less in a way kind of selfish and more outspoken. And she was telling, you know, Ymir, hey, live for yourself. Don't live for us. Live for yourself. Do what you have to do in order to survive, essentially. So that was an interesting dynamic of a character. And I really liked that. I felt like it added just a shocking twist to Christa as a character, because she was kind of like, at the beginning, it was kind of like she was just your ordinary, kind-hearted girl, very soft-spoken. You know, like I thought Christa was gonna die early on, honestly, but she's still alive, and to no avail. She has significance to the story outside the fact that, you know, she's not just another character to push other characters along, push other character development along, or to further the story, so to speak. She actually holds significance in that she's part of this royal family. And ultimately, what does that mean about the royal family? Again, we got some big news in the earlier episodes with the royal family is being hinted at something. There's something huge going on here, so I can't wait to ultimately see what happens with that. And then again, we also dig a little deeper into the character of Christa and Ymir with the incident on the cliff. Ymir suggests that Christa literally just leave their friend or her friend, or I guess his name was Daz, to die, because if not, she's not going to make it back. But Christa refuses because, you know, she's kind-hearted. She's that type of person. But Ymir accuses her of literally only wanting to help him because basically she knows that if she helps him, she won't survive, and it would allow her to commit suicide. Which is again likely to be the reason why she would want to commit suicide from this flashback is, you know, maybe her past, it's troubling her too much. She doesn't want to deal with it anymore, and she just wants it to end. So Ymir again giving her kind of like an interesting pep talk. I really like Ymir for those pep talks, and I really like the character of Ymir. I didn't really care about her in season 1, but now I really do like her as a character. And so that was pretty much the flashback. Nothing too heavy, just a little dull, but with some interesting twists and whatnot. And then we get to the middle point of the episode, which is again Ymir taking on the Titans and stuff. And it's interesting that Reiner and Bertolt recognize Ymir. They recognize her as a Titan that killed their friend. So that was very interesting, because as Christa was shouting out, she almost falls and Reiner helps her, but in the process almost breaks her fucking leg. He's squeezing her leg so hard because he's angry, he's furious. He's like, oh my goodness, like, what? You mean to tell me a person that I've kind of cared for, that I've been working alongside, has actually killed my friend? Like, what? And it's crazy. It's crazy that that's the case, because what the hell was Ymir doing there at that point in time? And so I don't really know what that means. I mean, this is confusing. I can't wait to get some answers here because, man, Attack on Titan has been on a roll with foreshadowing. It's been executing it perfectly, honestly, because I don't like. There's some hint at some huge stuff here, but at the same time, it's like, no, I don't really think that's the case. Maybe, they're kind of pulling my leg, but man, it's going to be crazy when this all just comes out. Whatever the heck they're foreshadowing I just hope that, we get it relatively soon and it's executed just as well as it's being executed now. So, then after that, we get Christa trying to save Ymir because Ymir gets into a hole, after knocking down the tower, the Titans rise up and they literally gang up on her and she can't fend them off. And so as they're eating at Ymir, at the Titan, Christa's like, no, I haven't told you my name. And so she begins to run and then Titan comes out and is about to kill her. But we got bad bitch Mikasa coming in. Clutch saving Christa. And that was epic. It was epic to see some Mikasa action because I am a Levi fan. And man, I'm pretty sure you guys know the cancer that is Levi fans. I'm not part of that cancer, but I love some Levi, man. Some Levi action is golden in Attack on Titan. Like, he's just so epic, but this isn't about Levi. Anyways, Mikasa is not as good, but she'll do. And she was coming in extremely clutch. She was, killing the Titans, showcasing her skill. And it was interesting that I didn't really notice this, but Eren actually netted his first Titan kill as a human. So I didn't really think about that. But yeah, that's his first Titan kill, like he said. And he's still not really that skilled of a soldier in terms of 3D maneuver gear because after killing the Titan, he messes up and, falls on his ass. And that was funny to see that he still isn't skilled at the maneuver gear or as skilled as he should be by this point. But I mean, you can't blame him. I mean, when you can transform into a Titan, it's like, what the hell? I don't really need to be that exceptional at the maneuver gear. And so from that point on, you have the Survey Corps coming in to save the whole entire squad, and they're killing the Titans and doing their thing. And that was a beautiful scene. It was well drawn out the way they were flying through the air, and just flat out, bread and butter Attack on Titan. Honestly, it looked good, so that was good that they didn't half-ass that scene. And then we end with Christa telling Ymir her name, and her name is Historia. Literally the title of the episode. I was like, wow. So that was very interesting. This episode was, as you can tell, it was a little dull and whatnot, but it was nice. It was pleasant. Good art animation. Attack on Titan has been on point with that. I haven't spotted a flaw. But maybe that's because I've been so sucked into the freaking episodes that it's been hard to spot. Like, maybe they're making small errors, but I can't really see it because the episodes have been good enough to just draw my attention away from those small little details and just pay attention to the overall story. So it could be that. But anyways, I'd give this episode like a 7.5. It was fine. It wasn't bad. It was, your bread and butter Attack on Titan with a slower pacing than usual. I think the pacing they've set so far in the anime has been either moderate to fast paced. And I guess that's just, I guess we were kind of spoiled. We've had moderate to fast paced episodes so far. And so we get a slower paced episode and we're like, nah, that won't work. But ultimately, I enjoyed the episode. And again, 7.5. Good art and animation. Good episode overall. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you want to see more of my reviews and content of this nature, and even check out my other content, subscribe and stuff. I've got more content coming, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you guys for watching. This is Mysterious Man Tubby signing off.